That last no-scope kill and hit pause. It's time for the video game podcast where the Konami code is alive and well. The console wars don't exist. Rings are just as valuable as coins. Pots are not safe from swords. Giant robots kick ass. And fireballs are a perfectly acceptable weapon in a fist fight. That's right, it's time for the Super Gamer Bros podcast Ultra Hyper Alpha Super EX Double Impact Plus A Live. Settle in and let's get to gaming.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Super Gamer Bros this week, where we are talking about when giants fall. Fair warning.
On their own damn sword.
Yeah, fair warning. It's heavy conversation. People with trigger warnings. You already know what to expect. If you have any idea what's going on, Cassandra's been really good about warning when we start talking about things.
Yeah,
just remember,
for those,
we are having a conversation.
We're having a conversation about the events that follow with Blizzard Activision, which means we're going to be talking about sexual assault and other things revolving around the world, including suicide. So please be warned. If this is your first episode, yes, go back 2 episodes ago, but please be warned. Be healthy.
Hold on real quick, because Cynic might be joining us. Cynic's been on vacation. He might just pop in here in a second.
Oh, does he have enough time for his margarita to get over his margarita time?
So yeah, we've been spending yesterday and today. We're talking about the fallout from this, and you know things get really heated, and just be prepared because we're not trying to cause problems, but we do have discussions about things, and we may have questions about things that we're just asking as everyone's worst term, devil's advocate, but not really devil's. Just we're having conversations, y'all. That's really all this is. Please don't get offended, don't get crazy, don't get triggered, however you want to put it. Join our conversation because
get triggered, but I mean in the good, healthy way.
Yes, it's okay to have healthy arguments and things like that. So yesterday we talked a lot about some of the initial fallout, and we talked about Destiny.
I think we talked about one thing for the fallout of like 5 things.
A lot of World of Warcraft, and we had a big argument about the innocent people behind it. We had that problem. So let me just text him real quick to come and join us. I'm on my watch, so give me a second.
I hope you're editing this part out.
No, I'm gonna probably just keep it in.
I think it gives it flavor.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Gamey is also a flavor, but not everyone enjoys it.
I put FF job.
Have you ever thought about doing live podcasts?
Yeah, we used to do live.
Yeah, we used to do live all the time. We used to be live in a studio. God, that was the days. I want to go back to those, but Delta variant and stupid people.
Okay, so I just told
Sarah. Are we talking about stupid people in the Delta variant and how they're getting themselves killed? That's great.
Anyways, so
I wonder if that's part of Jesus' plan too.
Today's fallout is,
as I also call it, Welcome to the Wasteland.
Welcome to the Wastelands. So, all right, Cassandra, what exactly do you think is going to happen after this?
Well,
let's assume everything goes through court and they're found guilty.
That's episode 4, sir. That's episode 4 is what I think is going to happen. So let's talk about episode 3 right now, which is more of the fallout that we never got to.
All right, give me more of the fallout.
Okay, over 200 Blizzard employees walked out in Irving, California to protest the thing. Unknown number of Austin employees also refused to log into work. So at the time of our recording, that number has not been released. All that we know is a bunch of them refused to turn on their computers.
I have a question.
Sure.
So these are the satellite offices. Do you
Correct.
think they have the same culture as the main office in California? I kind of feel the satellite office operated a little bit differently because they weren't at headquarters. So I'm wondering how many of them were really blindsided by this. Like maybe you heard rumors through like Skype and Teams and stuff like that. But you're like 5,000 miles apart.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's hard to say. And I know a couple people who did work there, and I don't want to ask them because that might. But I know that a bunch of Austin employees basically said, because Austin is the tech support, so they have even less to do with anything involving any of this. But they are the tech support, and yeah, they basically said they're doing tech support today. So a lot of Blizzard tickets didn't get fulfilled. Ubisoft in France. Ubisoft had 500 employees, current and former, show in solidarity in march in front of their building, which we'll get into later about what's going on. multiple private servers have shown up, including one of them called Ascended, which is offering a classless WoW play. You can actually pick from all the skills you want from any of the classes. It's kind of cool. They have your own build. Yeah. It's gotten popular enough that Facebook is starting to do ads for it. So it's totally free, and they are taking donations, but you don't have to spend any money if you don't want to. It's not theirs, and it's so whatnot. Blizzard did release a tone deaf apology letter that sounded about as good as you think it does.
Okay. Tell me if you find this as funny as I do. After the fact, when they've been called out, they're like, what are we going to do? There's nothing they can do. They may as well not have sent a letter. Do you agree or not?
I think it's one of those things where it's all about acknowledgement. I think it looks bad for you to get accused and not say anything about it. So you have to say something at least.
Well, what would you say? Hey, my bad, we're going to court. Like, that's better than like, oh, we're real sorry for the way we let things get.
One of the former heads said, I let all of my female coworkers down. This particular dude is literally mentioned in multiple lines of this suit.
See, this is why they shouldn't even bother. They really should not have even bothered with this shit. That is so stupid.
Yes. It to the point of even like other people, and not even attached to the gaming industry, is like, oh god, why did you talk? So yes, that's all the things that we need to talk about right now. This is big parts of the Fallout. I did mention on the last episode that Blizzard has suspended a lot of activities, mostly on the WoW front, till the trial is supposedly over.
How much money do you think they're going to lose from this? Like, could this literally kill World of Warcraft?
No, I don't think so.
No, yes and no.
I think it dampened it for a while, and it's going to be back to its normal.
So, Are you going to look down on those who still play World of Warcraft?
No.
I personally don't, but my thing is like, because I understand for some people that is their social life, that is their thing. I'm part of like a guild, my wife's guild, I'm a part of it, but I don't play WoW. I do other things with them, and like there are members who are still in it, but it's because for them this is, as Shalik said, for some people this is their social life. Do I think it's going to kill it? The fact that fucking EverQuest 2 and Dungeons and Dragons Online is still active, no, I don't think it's going to kill it.
But it's not going to be in its same glory.
Oh God, no.
No, I feel like it will. It just, like I said, everything takes a minor setback. Like how you mentioned earlier, at some point, I think maybe it was this episode, you mentioned about how Madden 21 was like one of the shittiest games ever because it was pretty much just like Madden 20. They're at Madden 22. Madden started in Madden 1994.
Wait, isn't that EA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Total different company.
No, but I'm saying I was talking about like how
like the legacies of things.
People hated it after 21, and still people buy 22. So it's one of those things.
Because people are stupid.
Exactly,
well,
but it's consumerism. It's like,
and this also goes with a conversation we had. I don't know if we're going to have it or had it because our schedule got shifted because of this. Where do you separate the artist from the art, and can you actually do that? And I think that's the only way WoW may actually survive, because I would hate to think of people attacking WoW players the way they attack other people in cancel culture.
Easily.
And it's okay. Like, I love the Jeepers Creepers movies, 1 and 2, not 3. And it wasn't until 2 came out that I found out that the director was a pedophile.
Yeah.
And so, hey, Cynic has joined us finally. But I really like the movies, and I don't feel bad for liking the movies because I separated it from the creator. The movies are their own thing. He may have had a hand in it, just like George Lucas had a hand in Star Wars. But hey everyone, welcome Cynic back from vacation.
Did you like your margarita, sir?
We can't hear you.
You can't hear you. Your mic's not on.
There we go. Okay.
So
back from vacation, yeah, indeed.
So we're talking about the fallout from this whole Activision. You've missed a lot of fun in the past 2 episodes, and right now we're talking about the describability of World of Warcraft, and like, are you going to be allowed to like Activision games? Like, what does Activision make besides World of Warcraft?
Call of Duty.
Oh Lord, can you imagine Call of Duty crashing?
Call of Duty
How would you play?
Somehow I don't see the Call of Duty community being broken up as. I'm
I'm
just saying.
I'm going to point out the Call of Duty community probably gives no fucks.
Yeah.
Considering how they treat each other. And I thought the Persona community was toxic to each other. The COD community's got me beat.
I got a perfect example. Like, other than CD Projekt Red's recent fucking epic fuck up with that's not gonna stop people from being like, okay, I'm never gonna buy a game again. They put out The Witcher 3, like, goated game, like one of the super goat. So it's like one of those things where it's just like, I think people naturally can separate the art from the artist, because I'm telling you right now, I've been there's a lot of games I love playing, and if someone was like, this guy sold kids in slavery, I'd be like, okay, that's pretty shitty. But that was just one guy. You got a group of people who create a game, master a game. So it's like, because one guy is this epic evil douchebag, I just discredit every other thing about these other people who created this game.
Yeah. So
hold on. I'm gonna let Cassandra take this one. Hold on.
Here's the problem with all of that.
You're two problems. Down this on your own. Oh, guapo.
Two problems. One, in video game industry, there is no artist. There is a title. It is Ubisoft presents Tom Clancy's thing. It is Blizzard presents the World of Warcraft. You don't know who the artist is by design of the corporations. To them, Blizzard is World of Warcraft.
Aren't there credits in the game?
Oh, there is. They are heavily edited. If you quit in the middle of production, they can remove your name. Look at the LA Noire. Look at hundreds and hundreds of game titles where they have literally removed thousands of people from those titles.
Yeah,
so you can be erased.
Yeah, but what you're talking about is the actual what's being put out, but we're talking about the knowledge behind it. We know that one person didn't make the game. So it goes like that. It's like, we know, yes, you're right. Blizzard, Activision, it's their name that's put on the line, but it's like they're made of a hive mind of people. So it's just
but then here's the second point.
Yeah.
If you're like, I don't want to give my money to this person, but I'm giving my money to this project. It is why Shueisha refuses to do anything with Kenshin anymore, Rurouni Kenshin, because any money that Shueisha makes from that manga, that anime, or anything else is given to that creator who makes child porn with his money.
I guess when you put it that way, it sounds pretty shady.
So when you fund these game companies with their games, and if it's a shitty human being doing shitty things, you're indirectly bad 2000s drug ad thing. You are indirectly funding that person doing that shitty thing.
All right, Cynic, what do you have to say?
I'd say it depends on that company whose name is on the line, how they react, how they punish, and I'm siding on more of Shailik's side, where I know that in reality, games are made up of a collective of people, the vast majority of which don't rape. And there are a few people in there, especially the higher ups, who are able to get away with it. I mean, everybody should be punished, but you shouldn't exclude people who are higher up from punishment, is what I'm saying. I think as long as the game who makes this company makes sure that nobody gets paid, the people whose jobs who've taken their lives to make these games, because these games take a lot of time and money and people's actual life making them, and so I'd say give them the credit, make sure nobody else who's gonna fuck up like they did gets money for that ever again. And if somebody creates a beloved IP, like say a Kenshin creator, if they just say, you know what, we can no longer really we can no longer support Kenshin because the creator is a fucking asshole, then we have to make sure that these people are on another project by somebody who does not rape. So does that all make sense? I'm sure, Pocky, you'll have some sort of retort for me on why everything should just be shut down. But
I think it comes down to more. Like you were gone, but I mentioned how sometimes morality meets action and it contradicts. For example, I'll use this is like the day everyone knows this thing. It's like, okay, let's say you needed a heart, right? You get a fucking heart, your life is saved, now you're alive. But then you find out your heart was from a pedophile.
yeah,
Morality versus action. You're alive because of the pedophile heart, but it's the heart of a pedophile.
But it's the heart of a pedophile. Yeah.
So it's like it's morality versus action. It's always going to contradict. You can't always take the moral high ground in everything. You can't. But it's like, okay, I don't want this heart of a pedophile. I'm dead now.
But there's a difference. There's a difference between a pedophile
I like that.
I just
organ. Do. I like that. I'm not. Let me make perfectly clear. I'm not defending pedophiles in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
But if I'm gonna either die or get a heart, I don't know if I'll ask too many questions on where that heart is.
Exactly.
If it's already sitting in front of you.
Exactly.
All right.
Let's say it came.
I think that may have been the worst analogy ever.
I understand the analogy though. It goes back to
as long as it was by legal means. I'm not going to be at a backyard. I'm not going to be in an alleyway hospital with a heart in front of me and it's cut by some kid. No.
It was a strong analogy that I made, but that's what it comes down to when it comes to business like this. Because what you said was something serious. Rape, suicide, fucking assault. That is something serious. But then when we couple the seriousness of the business aspect with the joy of the video game, then morality conflicts with action.
Hold on. Yeah. I got to say something here. Because when I flat out said, because we live in a world where people want to cancel someone over a tweet or saying something that they don't agree with.
Yes.
When I asked, are you going to attack people who play World of Warcraft? You're like, well, I understand that some of their socialized what they do, so no. But people are constantly doing that these days. And I have been attacked because I still like Harry Potter. Like, I have physically been attacked online for liking Harry Potter.
My kids love it.
That sounds. Harry Potter. How could you physically be attacked online?
They send angry gifts. They send angry gifts of like.
Oh man, your life must be so hard.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to.
But I'm saying.
But I know what you mean.
Will be like that, and the thing is it's sad that there's gonna be fallback in World of Warcraft from this. It's gonna divide people. There's gonna be fallback in, well, not Call of Duty. We already talked about that. But there is going to be fallback for, like, I got someone when I actually bought tickets to Jeepers Creepers 3 when it was released. People were so angry at the movie theater, like, how can you see that? Well, because I want to see it. You know?
Exactly. Here, my youngest daughter, I mean, when I say loves Harry Potter. If I walked into that room right now and told her the thing I just found out, it would literally devastate her. So it's like you're gonna ruin a 13-year-old girl's like entire life because your support. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I said, morality versus action.
But the thing with that, and we've talked, when we're not going, that there's a very whole argument over there that's very dirty, very crazy. We're not getting into it. But at least
he tells people to read an article.
Fucky.
Come on, Gavin, get it out.
She had to slide it in there. She had to just slide it in there.
I'm like, Ninja.
I think you're very.
I'm going to go with the very unpopular opinion right now that there's two sides to the Harry Potter story. And when it started, it blew up out of proportion, and we had an English major professional master's level fucking PhD try to explain how it got out of control. And I understand it. I don't think everything she did was completely right, but there is a very fine line in the world today that people are arguing about, that needs to be argued about, but there has to be solutions, and no one's talking about the solutions. So you want to jump on bandwagons for this and that. I understand we've all seen the articles, we've all read things, but it's the same thing that happens every day when we attack people of different cultures, people of different color, people of different backgrounds. We don't always know 100% the full story because online is a toxic environment.
Are you trying to say, Gavin, that
there's narrative.
the solution is burn everything to the ground?
No. but we have to have conversations to understand how we get to these points. And I can't really talk about this conversation I had with one of my best fucking friends because he promised me not to have the conversation, but it opened my eyes immensely about the female gender, period. And it was heartbreaking to hear this being spoken about a truth that all females, trans or real, have to face. And they're fighting within themselves, and they should not be fighting within themselves. But it's because no one's having these fucking conversations. Like, I can talk to Cassandra about things, and I understand. But not everybody has that. I have had to block people online, and I feel comfortable going to Cassandra, and I respect the fact that she can tell me things because I trust her. But not everyone who has friends that are like in the LGBTQ community can talk to them because they get so angry, like, I don't owe you anything. No, you don't. But as my friend, and I'm trying to understand, it shouldn't be a bear to you to just say something. I understand you've gone through so much and you're facing so much. And I just want to understand, and I can Google it, but Google's crazy. You don't know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
So if I have a question, I will go to Cassandra knowing she can answer, but she doesn't have to. But I respect the fact that she does because I trust that.
I have a perfect thing to make that with that very award-winning speech that you just said to make that even so much better. And I believe when you come to anyone and admit your ignorance to a subject, it makes it so much easier to have a conversation. Because I've literally messaged fucking Cassandra personally about something I didn't know existed, and she helped me understand what the fuck that was. And I asked her very personal questions about it. And I was like, so what does this mean
And I
to you?
love the fact that she's so comfortable that she can do that because she wants us to know.
But it's all about
there's
approach,
so
too.
many out there who just don't. They're like, you just have to get it. I don't care. I'm not explaining to you, and that doesn't help.
Shitty approach.
There's very shitty approaches. I'm not going to say there isn't shitty approaches, but as a friend that asks someone and then you attack them online, I don't agree with that. I'm not.
No, you should.
But the thing is there are all of these people who are on the out fringes of this movement to progress our fucking future who want to understand but can't because all they see online is toxicity, cancel this, cancel that, and they can't get caught up. They can't get caught up with new terms. They can't because they don't understand. It's the old guard.
Or they get canceled for stupid shit. I was actually reading a recent article about it's a rapper I like. His name's Jack Harlow. He's known as to be a straight male. He was in a music video who's known with Lil Nas X, who is famously gay. And people attacked him because they're like, why is this straight white male in a black gay video? And I was like, what? That's a thing? He was just in a video supporting one of his
We've gotten way off topic, and I understand.
I'm gonna say
well, that's okay.
Be off topic.
You had to let it out, or it wouldn't have been good to keep that in.
I cannot tell you fucking heartbreaking conversation.
But don't do it. Don't even.
I can't.
Don't even
I've made a promise that I can't.
Then don't. You keep saying you can't. Just don't. I don't want to hear it.
So, I think we've gone off on too many tangents.
You did.
And
yes. Do you need a tissue?
All we can say is this. Right now, the fallout of the event is more involving the community than the company itself. The community mostly has said they do not want to give Blizzard money. And really, that is the number one way to get any company to change its opinion. This court case will mostly change their opinion. But if you want Blizzard to change their opinion on how they treat its employees, you have to hurt them in the investors. And the only way to hurt an investor is with its money. The biggest.
Are you saying cancel your subscriptions and cancel?
I'm not saying that.
Going forward? That's what it sounds like.
No, Cynic. I'm not saying to cancel it. They're doing it themselves. There's this. You can see the player base because you can watch how the servers are doing. The day this article got released, the numbers went straight down.
Yeah, and
that's not.
I'm not arguing that at all. But what I'm saying is what Gavin I think mentioned F. Slayton, excuse me. You had mentioned that it's the old guard. It's the people who push back against everything are having trouble with the terms, or they have trouble educating themselves. And I would say that's as far as cancel culture would go, though. I mean, that's so new. I mean, there's always been boycotts, and there's always been, hey, if you don't want to support something, don't give it your money. That's been around way longer than cancel culture has.
Yeah, but now we're at the point where they want to attack and destroy people's lives.
Well, now we're at the point where they are they're their own group, they're their own niche, and it's popular in certain circles to be part of that.
I agree. If you're really that bad of a person like this dude in charge of Activision, you need to get the fuck out. You need to pay.
Yeah.
I will say this: as far as destroying shit, oh wow, we've lost. Shalik has been. Okay, there he is. I was gonna say,
his ultimate
if you
form
want
now.
to talk about how bad shit can get with cancel culture or anything, look up Silent Night, Deadly Night controversy, the original movie in the 1970s.
Yeah, it's not anything new. So
to murder the director.
I'll tell you what, I will murder whoever decides to remake Jaws. That movie's unremakeable, y'all. I'm telling you right now.
Good segue. Very smooth.
All right, so we're out of time on this episode. We've been talking about the fallout from this, and next episode is Cassandra's soapbox, where she gets to tell us what she wants to see happen, and we're going to discuss.
I want everyone to say this.
We're all going to talk about it, but this is right up your alley, which is why you're kind of leading this week of shows. There's what do we want to see happen, and let's watch and see what actually happens, because I hate for them to just sweep this under the rug and move on, because this is the first domino. Just like when the Me Too movement started, it was the first domino to start fixing things. This is this first domino. So we'll be back tomorrow to wrap up our week of When the Giants Fall. Like I said, it's very trigger warning every episode. We're going to talk about things that you may not be comfortable with, or you may want to argue about. We're not here to argue. We're here to have conversations and to inform people and to just talk about this stuff, because we're not saying anyone's flying. We're not saying any of that stuff. We do really agree with what's going on behind the scenes with this lawsuit. Like, it's nothing new. We've talked about it on the show multiple times. So join us tomorrow as we wrap this up. We hope you guys see you there. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, wherever you're watching this on. Down, you gonna let your hair down?
Yeah, I need to let my hair down.
You have to do that L'Oreal thing. Go, and just do your hair on the beach, like wave it around and then slap a seagull or something.
Slap Gavin in the face with it.
He probably
take my box.
She was in my house. I was like, Well, you're making it look way too hard.
Well, it's double banded.
You're not letting your hair go anywhere. You're like, nah, bitch.
Yeah. But once I take it out, you'll see why. Because it's Jesus.
Oh, Jimas! There we go!